Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Hustle and Hoops off-season preview. Today, we're going to be talking about the Golden State Warriors. Now, jump right into it. We talking July 6th. 2023. Jordan Poole gets traded to the Washington fucking Wizards for Chris Paul. The Golden State Warriors, along with Jordan Poole, sent a 2030 first round pick, top 20 protected, 2027 second round pick, Ryan Rollins, and Patrick Baldwin for CP3. We'll get to that. But on July 8th, 2 days later, Draymond Green received his nice little bag. Good extension for Draymond Green, 4 years, $100 million with a 2026-2027 player option. You can clearly see who has the power in the relationship with the front office here. And it makes sense. He won the rings there with them. But at the same time, pretty wild. But anyways, you also signed Corey Joseph, Kojo. Good luck. Have fun with that over in Golden State for a 1 year, $3.2 million contract. You signed Dario Saric to a 1 year contract. We're not really sure what that will be yet, but we will see. And then you also drafted Brandon Pods out of Santa Clara and Trace Jackson Davis out of Indiana. 2 solid draft picks. I think Pods will probably be one of those surprise picks, just like Jalen Williams out of Santa Clara last year. I think he's a solid prospect. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know X, Y, and Z, but I am going to tell you that, he fits solidly into the backup two lineup where, he's going to be thrown in the G League for the start, and we'll see how he runs in there, along with Trace, who's a solid short roll, big, can stretch the floor a little bit, can do a little bit with the rock. I was a freshman when Trace was a freshman, so that's wild. But anyways, obviously you have the questions going around with Draymond Green commanding this massive contract from the front office while simultaneously being reported to have no relationship with the youngins on the team. The Patrick Baldwins who just left, the Ryan Rollins who just left, but including the guys on the team themselves right now, Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, 2 huge parts of their bench coming into this next season. And, being one of those vocal leaders on the team next to Steph, you would want him to have a relationship with those guys. And maybe that's just a rumor, maybe that's bullshit, but I don't know. It's just, even just to hear it is a little concerning. Now, you also have the questions of CP3 meshing with the core, meshing with the team in general. Where does he fit in the lineup? I don't know. I obviously he comes off the bench. He's not starting with the starters. We're not running small ball with Curry at the 2. That'd just be insane. Not saying that lineup's never going to happen, but it's not your starting lineup. And, you obviously had the issues with CP3 in the past with the Golden State Warriors, him getting his ass beat, multiple times. How will he fit in with this organization? How will he fit in with this culture? I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But getting into lineups, we've got Curry obviously at the 1, Clay at the 2, Wiggs at the 3, Draymond at the 4, and Kevon Looney at the 5. I didn't even really have to say that. I think we all knew what the starting lineup was. Then we have CP3 off the bench, Gary Payton II, just backup 2, Moses Moody is your backup 3, Jonathan Kuminga is your backup 4, and Dario Saric is your backup 5. Like I said, huge roles for Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga, being honestly your primary scorers off the bench when you have CP3 and Gary Payton, who offer the playmaking, who offer the defense in Gary Payton, and some off-ball shooting in Gary Payton. But other than that, the scoring punch is gonna have to come from Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga. It just is, or else this bench is not going to keep up with the starters. And obviously you're not expecting them to equal the starters, but they have to keep the game moving, keep the game going when the starters go out. And realistically, the question of whether or not Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga can be that spark off the bench, I don't know the answer to that. But diving into some stats real quick, because why not? It's the Golden State Warriors. It's Steph Curry in them. But Steph Curry was in the 1st percentile in 3-point openness rating. The 3rd percentile in 3-point shot quality, in the 100th percentile in 3-point shot making, and 99th percentile in 3-point shot creation. Steph obviously has an innate talent of creating space and getting his shot off whether it be catch and shoot, whether it be pull up, which, his ratio on Basketball Index was a 46% catch and shoot, 54% pull up ratio. So, he is getting his shots off, as we all know, oftentimes running around screens, running off of pin downs, just in general, his movement is where he gets a lot of his points. And he was in the 95th percentile in movement points per 75, in the 97th percentile in off-screen possessions per 75. Steph, like I said, has a talent of maneuvering across the half court in a way in which the defense collapses and creates space either for himself or for others. And that's just such a fascinating thing to watch. And a lot of that, is just added to by the fact that he is such an excellent ball handler and, playmaker and floor general, in the sense that, he was in the 100th percentile in stable PNR ball handler points per possession. He was in the 99th percentile in stable spot up points per possession, the 96th percentile in stable ISO points per possession, 63rd percentile in total ISOs per 75. So he's killing it in ISO, but not doing it often. 99th percentile in stable cut dump off points per possession, the 100th percentile in stable handoff points per possession, and the 90th percentile in stable off-screen points per possession. Steph just overall is such a solid offensive player. He just is good at damn near everything on that end of the floor, and he's not bad on the other. And that's where he kind of makes his case, is that, he is just this fucking dominant. He's a dominant player with or without the ball in his hands. And to try to, continue to just simply depend on that in the league that we're seeing now, I don't know. I don't know if it's enough for another championship. But I do know that Curry's game is going to, it's everlast. It's evergreen. He's going to be good for the rest of his career. He's going to be this good for the rest of his career. Because honestly, other than a little bit of stamina and cardio, it's not going to change that much. He's still going to be running off screens. He's still going to be taking catch and shoot and pull up 3-point shots. He's still going to be occasionally driving to the basket to make that threat clear, because he is also an excellent driver. I don't know, but I do know that Klay's game has an expiration date for sure. We've seen that. We've definitely seen that, and we can see how it can become shot shocking at times. Draymond's game has an expiration date. Those, scrappy, super, sneaky athletic defenders have a very short career run. And, Draymond, in the sense of Draymond, has had one of the best. And, it's really hard to say, year after year, I'm expecting him to continue to keep that up. Because even this year, he was excellent on the defensive end and in the playmaking and screen setting and everything like that. Wiggins obviously is a huge part of this team. I think, him a full healthy season could be a really big thing for the Golden State Warriors going into the playoffs with a little bit more, meshing. Hopefully CP3 works off the bench and can help Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga really come into their own and become the, primary off the bench scorers that the Golden State Warriors need from them. But anyways, that's a long rant. I don't know if I have anything else to say, so I'm just going to end it here. Peace, y'all.